It is yellow. These are the only two yellow items. It's like off-brand, but I said, yes, I will be wearing corduroy in 85-degree weather.
That's kind of a stress for you.
I know. Well, I was saying a couple weeks ago when I should just buy a little wardrobe for it since I teach it every year. But every year comes up, I'm like, I have a weird amount of green, and none of the other colors are available. Mustard.
I have purple and I have blue.
Yes, those are coming up. It's green next week, blue the week after,
Blue.
purple or indigo, and then anything you want. Rainbow, gold. Come in gold sequins. Okay.
Green, blue, and purple are easy.
Mm-hmm. Red, orange, and yellow for me are tough. Yeah, same. Hi, Fran.
Hi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Yeah. I don't know. Quiet. There's people are on their way, I think, or downstairs. Some days it's the quiet days. Okay. Oops. Hello, how are you? Good. Yes. Glad to have you. Hello. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, y'all. Come on in. Hello. We'll use all the props this afternoon, so I can bring stuff over to you, but take your time. How are you? Yeah? How do you feel after Saturday?
Great. I really enjoyed it.
Yay, good.
Not so much on the grasshopper, but everything.
I know. Good.
I'll catch up with
Yeah. Hello. How are you? Yellow, yellow today.
They're doing the
Manipur, the solar plexus, belly. Hi. I saw your name on Instagram. Melanie, I saw your name on Instagram as the one, I saw your name on Instagram about that beautiful house post. Can someone just give it to me for free, do you think?
But I am doing an open house there on Sunday.
This Sunday?
This coming Sunday.
Okay.
And it's one of those, like, there's never an open house. So if you want to see it, that's like,
The time to go see it.
it's
It's so cool. Even just, I walk by it a few times, I'm always surprised, but even just seeing the pictures online.
No, the inside is so much more, it's really, it's a piece of art.
Yeah.
It's not like a house.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a weird sell.
Yeah. It's, okay, good to know.
Come by.
Okay, okay.
I saw your name.
I did. Well, I've somehow, like on the feed, there's just random houses that pop up. It found me, and I was like, oh, I know. Oh, look at that. Hi, how are you? How are you here on a Monday? There you go. Alex, how are the pastries? Oh, it was great. Yeah? Good. They're going to continue on? Yeah. Yay. Okay. Okay. I think everyone is here. Let's see. Melissa. Okay. All right. Hi, y'all. Nice to see you. There's a few more people that will trickle their way in, but in the meantime, we'll begin. Most of you, how are we doing with allergies?
I tried to drive with the windows rolled down, and I immediately just
God. I know, I hosed the whole porch down today with like a face mask and glasses. You know when you see the sheen of pollen and you know that's directly going into the pores? So air conditioning is on. There is controlled air movement in here, but I always like to say we'll be doing some breath work today. So I direct you to the tissue boxes. There's one here. I think there's one outside over there. I always like to say you have your sleeves too, but things are just moving and grooving in and out. For those of us that I didn't say hi to and maybe haven't met, my name, hello, is Anisha. Thanks for coming. There's a bunch of workshops and events and activities that are going on as the spring continues, but I'll start to share those after we finish practicing. So today, we're in week 3 out of the 7-week chakra series, and now some of us have been together for the first couple, some of us have been popping in and out of them. I always like to say, hi, Melissa. You didn't miss anything. If you miss one, you won't miss anything. You can kind of dip in and out at your leisure, and we'll start to continue working our way up the chain. But today we come to the 3rd chakra, right in the solar plexus. So the quick reminder, the word chakra itself in Sanskrit translates to a wheel or a sphere or a disc of energy. They are subtle aspects of your own body and being. So while in your yoga practice we'll be moving in different ways and shapes and directions to kind of feel and experience these chakras in isolation, they're not necessarily parts of you that if you were to look in the mirror, you see your chakra glowing or moving or orbiting. They're very subtle energetic shifts within your own being. And we've slowly worked our way up, and now we've come to number 3. This chakra in Sanskrit is called Manipura chakra. In English, that translates to lustrous gem, which I love. And it's the imagery that I like to think of as if you were to put, I don't know, like a rhinestone in the window or a crystal in the window and the light comes through. It fractals in every single different direction. So there's this solid state, there's a solid object, and yet it emanates light in every single direction that it's in. The color is yellow. This is the closest I could get, and some purple and yellow, but the elemental quality of this chakra is that of fire. So as a reminder, we've worked our way up from 1 and 2. The first chakra at the very base of the spine, the color of red, the element of earth, asking you the question, do I have what I need to exist, to survive? Have I had enough water? Have I slept enough? Have I eaten enough to nourish me? Then we work our way up to number 2 that we did last week, Swadhisthana chakra, the color of orange, the element of water, asking yourself, what are your desires? What is it that brings you pleasure? What brings you sweetness in your own life? And now we come up to number 3, and this is the place that we really emphasize our own sense of self-worth, your self-determination, your personal power itself. And so the question that I like to ask in this chakra is, now that you kind of identified, you have your basic needs met, kind of figuring out what your desires are, what your pleasures are, this 3rd chakra now asks you, what do you want to do with that information? Where do you want to direct your energy towards? Is it time to sit and think about it for a little longer? Or is it time to start to take action and take steps to moving into the direction you're seeking? This is in the elemental quality, fire is the greatest transformer. Like water is powerful, earth is powerful, but fire is the element that instantaneously transforms something into something else. Solid to gas, gas to more gas, and everything else in between. But this is the place where that digestive fire, like that fire in your belly, starts to come in from. So today's practice dedicated to this third chakra in the solar plexus. We're doing some twists, building some heat, and creating some movement in our own body to start to see where that energy starts to shift towards. I said this on Saturday, Jerome was here, but I taught a long workshop, and it was the day after the Artemis landed. Did anyone get to see it? That like ball of fire coming through the air and then just casually landing in the ocean. Directed energy. That was by no means arbitrary, but as soon as I saw that, I was like, that is the power of will moving in the direction. So we'll see where it starts to take us. When you're ready, begin in a comfortable way to be, however that looks for you. You might start lying down on the floor. You might start seated cross-legged. You might be seated on your knees. But if you are taking a seat, you might see what it feels like to sit up on any propping, the edge of your blanket or up onto your block, so that your hips come a little higher than those knees, to let your low back lift and lengthen. And as your hands fall into your lap or onto your thighs, let your eyes soften so you can listen for your own breath. When you close your eyes, it gives you a moment to see every part of yourself more clearly than before. The you that you were before you walked in, the you that you are here in your seat, and the you that you continue to become into. They all exist in this form of your person. So as you let your breath naturally begin to deepen, can you feel your next inhale move from your nose down into the depth of your belly and up into your chest? And as you exhale, feel the breath move up and out through the very crown of your head, like heat rising from a flame. Take a few more breaths just on your own, noticing the cool air as it comes in through the nose, and the warmth that you generate as you exhale through your nose or parted lips. We'll start our practice and our time here together with 3 more rounds of that breath. You can draw your hands to center where that might feel for you, perhaps on your body, even where this chakra resides, above your belly button, below your breastbone, or in front of your heart. But wait for your next inhale as it fills you up completely, and exhale to offer all of that breath out. 2 more times, just on your own. At the bottom of your breath, pause for even a moment and notice any difference that comes when you remember and really listen for your own breath. And as you keep that attention inward, let your hands release, slowly blink your eyes open, and let's stay seated for a moment longer to take a few rounds of pranayama. So if your shins are crossed, you might switch which ankle is on top, just to mix it up. And as you find a tall spine with your hands onto your thighs or into your lap, we'll take a few rounds of this breath of fire, Kapalbhati. I'll show it first, and then we'll take 3 rounds with one another. You'll start by taking a breath in through the nose, a long breath out through the nose. You'll inhale halfway and feel the solar plexus, your belly, move towards your spine to let the exhales come out. It might sound like this. You'll continue for a few rounds, slow down, and then we'll revisit. But take your time, pace yourself, and you can always pause and catch up and find the slow cadence of your own breath. So let's begin together with your hands onto your lap, sit up tall, take a breath in through the nose, And a slow exhale through the nose as you let the crown of your head grow taller. Now inhale on your breath halfway and begin with the lips closed. Here for 10 more seconds, continue at this rate, slower or faster. Can you let the spine stay tall? Let your jaw be soft. And let your palms get heavier into your lap for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. A slow breath in through the nose, sniff in more at the top. And exhale through your nose as you offer all of that breath out. One more slow breath just on your own. Big inhale in. And an exhale through your nose as the breath pours itself out. We'll revisit as you inhale halfway with your eyes open or closed. Begin again, round 2. Think solar plexus, belly to the spine. Continue at your pace. Slower or faster, or finding a steady ease of your breath. For 10 more seconds, continue following the rhythm of your breath itself. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Blink your eyes open as you breathe in, reach your arms up, get taller. Stay for your exhale as you open your mouth to let it out and grow 1 inch taller to the sky. Take a deeper breath in, fill the belly and up into the chest. And as you exhale, let your hands come down by your sides. For the third chakra, we do things in sets of 3. So one last round, just a little shorter. Eyes open or closed. Take a deep breath in through the nose. A longer breath out through your nose or mouth. On your inhale, breathe in halfway and begin. Kapalbhati, this breath of fire. It's thought to build that heat from the inside out. It's also called the skull shining breath, where it's thought that as the heat rises, it illuminates behind the eyelids and around the skull. So as you continue for 10 more seconds, slower or faster, let the spine grow taller. Let the shoulders stay soft for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last time, breathe in, reach your arms up, sniff in more breath at the top. Stay as you exhale and even open your mouth to let it out. One more, breathe into the belly and up into the chest. Reach up, touch the sky. And as you exhale, let your hands come down by your sides. Come forward to tabletop, make your way to your hands and your knees. You might have your blocks framing out the front sides and corners of your mat, but give yourself all the time that you need to set up into all fours as we start to link breath and movement together. With those hands as wide as your mat, your knees under your hips and your toes curled under, start to round and arch your spine, linking breath and movement together through a few rounds of cat and cow. Let's go for 5 cycles of breath just on your own. And as always, move in ways that support you, that allow for your breath and body to find more space within each other. So you might stay more rounded or arched. You might move more forth and back. But slow down the beginning of each inhale and even open your mouth to let the full exhale move out through your nose or mouth. As you come back to table, find your neutral spine. Begin to walk your hands a handprint forward of your shoulders. Let them stay as wide as your mat. Bring your knees a few inches behind your hips. And with your toes curled, take it up and back to downward facing dog. All of the breath and all the time you need to find your way there. Those heels might pedal from side to side. You might bend and straighten your knees simultaneously. But can you lift your butt up and back to the wall behind you as you take a longer breath in and a deeper breath out through every direction of you. Now at the bottom of your exhale, begin to lift your heels. Soften your knees, look forward, and 1 foot at a time, walk your feet up toward your palms to come into your forward fold. You might have your blocks underneath your hands so the floor rises to meet you where you are. You might widen your feet an inch or two or soften your knees in service of giving your low back a lot of extra space. But take a few breaths here as you bow in towards yourself, a deeper breath in, and an even longer breath out. Now, after a few breaths, with your hands to your hips, stand through your legs, and a big inhale brings you up to stand as your hands float down by your sides. With your feet, I don't like that. A ghost. Okay, with your, sorry, with your feet, okay. The ghost. Okay, with your feet under your hips, take a big breath in, reach your arms forward and up. And as you exhale, soften your knees to fold over your legs. Inhale to come up halfway to lengthen, hands to your blocks or shins. And on your exhale, fold, plant your palms and step it back to plank pose, the top of your push-up. Now a few breaths here. You might have your knees lifted, you might lower them to the ground, but with your hands as wide as your mat, take up a little extra space. Now imagine like you're doing that breath of fire. Feel the belly lift to the spine. Feel the ears slide back so your head is in line with your chest as you take a big breath in. And on your exhale, begin to bend your elbows to lower all the way down to your belly. Let your hands stay as wide as your mat. Inhale to rise for cobra or baby cobra as you lift your chest. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog, tabletop, or puppy pose for 3 breaths at your pace. This third chakra, the lustrous gem, right below your breastbone, above your belly button, and this band of energy around the belly. It asks you the question, where is it you're looking to move and direct your energy towards? And in the context of a yoga practice, it looks like moving in ways that might look different than others, pausing when needed, slowing down when needed, and speeding up when needed. But take 1 more breath in anywhere you find yourself, and a deeper breath out through every fiber of your being. Now at the bottom of your exhale, begin to lift your heels, soften your knees, look forward, and come forward, feet to your hands into your standing forward fold. As you inhale, lengthen halfway, grow longer through the spine. And as you exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Big breath in to come up to rise. Urdhva Hastasana, reach up, get an inch taller. And exhale to let your hands come down by your side. Find one of your blocks and place it in between your thighs to give your legs something to hug into. And think less high up in the groins, but more in the middle of the thighs. Now with your feet hip distance apart, hug the block, lift your chest, and as you bend your knees, sit your butt back into chair pose with the block still there. Now as you hug that block, can you press into your thighs to lift your chest away from the ground? Let's add a twist here as your hands come to your chest. Push your chest up into your thumbs. And now bring your right elbow to the inside of your right knee. So same elbow, same thigh as your chest turns to the left. Hug the block. Lean your butt more to the right as you turn your belly and chest to the left. And now slide your ears back so your head is in line with your heart. A full breath in. Stay for the exhale and sit your butt 2 inches lower to the earth. On an inhale, come up halfway, Utkatasana, chair pose. And last side, left elbow to the inside of your left thigh. Let them touch each other. As your butt gets heavy to the back of your mat, sway your butt a few inches to the left, turn your belly to the right, and then slide your ears back as you take 1 more breath in. Stay for the exhale. And on your inhale, unwind, straighten your legs, reach up to touch the sky as you hug the block. And exhale to fold, hug the block as you bow in. Okay, finally, clear the block between your thighs. Keep your right foot forward. Step your left foot back to find your lunge. With your hands high up on your blocks or fingertips on either side of your front foot, Wiggle your left toes back another inch or two so you get longer in your stance. Now keep your left hand connected. Reach your right arm straight ahead to the front of the room. And as you stretch through the right fingertips, take a big breath in. And on your exhale, start to revolve and twist open to the right, a big circle. Reach your right arm back and then forward, a big breath in to reach. And exhale to turn open to the right. One more time, inhale to reach as you bow in. And now the third time you twist open, stay here for a few breaths. Reach your right arm to the ceiling. Lift your back heel, knee, and thigh higher away from the floor. Wrap your right hip back, and now lean back against yourself as you take a bigger breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend one more inch into your right knee. Now inhale to unwind, lower your right hand, look forward, and all the hops you need to bring your left foot to meet your right. Inhale to lengthen halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale to fold in towards yourself. For the second side, with your left foot forward, slide your right foot back to find your lunge. The higher those hands are on blocks or fingertips, it'll just give your hips a lot more room to move. And now wiggle the right toes back. Take a breath to lift your chest and reach your left arm straight ahead. A big breath in. And as you exhale, begin to revolve open to the left. Twice more with your breath. Feel the belly and the chest as they bow and spin to the left. And notice what the shoulder and wrist feels like as you turn. And now the third time you twist to the left, pause here for a few breaths. Reach your left arm to the ceiling. Lift your right heel, knee, and thigh higher away from the floor. Wrap your left butt cheek back. And now shoulder blades together as you lean back against yourself. A bigger breath in. One more exhale as you bend into your left knee. And now on an inhale, unwind, lower your hands. Step your left foot back to meet your right for downward facing dog. And with those hands as wide as your mat, give yourself some room. Inhale through to plank pose. Wait for your exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your breath to rise, Bhujangasana. Hug your shoulder blades towards each other. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. A long breath in through the nose. Feel the cool air as it comes in. And an exhale through your nose or parted lips to feel the warmth as it leaves you. Now on your inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Step your right foot through or around to find your lunge. Begin to pivot your hands and feet over to the left and come into your wide-legged forward fold facing the long edge of your mat. Your hands might be on blocks or fingertips, but with your toes pointing straight ahead, unlock your knees if they tend to lock out, and hug your legs and feet towards each other. Now a big breath in to fill your belly and chest. And as you exhale, you might bend your elbows to the sides as you bow in towards yourself. But there's this constant pulsation, like you're feeding the fire. Each breath, the legs and feet hug together. Every exhale, you keep that as you bow in towards yourself. Now let your head stay heavy. Start to turn your right knee and toes through to lunge. Bring your hands to frame out your right foot. And on your inhale, come up to rise for a high lunge as you reach your arms to the sky. You might walk your right foot an inch over to the right so your feet are less on those balance beams, but lift your back heel, knee, and thigh. Stretch up through the fingertips, and now bend one more inch into your right knee. Bring your right hand to your hip, grow tall through the left fingertips, and for a side bend, start to tip up and over to the right hand side. Take a breath here into the left side waist. You might keep your hand on your hip. Your right hand might grab onto your left wrist, but think ribs back, solar plexus back. Slide your ears back to lift your chin as you take a big breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend one more inch into your front knee. On an inhale, come up through center. Let your hands tap the floor and bring it back to downward facing dog. A couple more times together with those hands as wide as your mat. Inhale through to plank pose. Wait for the exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your breath to rise, Bhujangasana, and let your exhale bring you back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, there's no rush. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Step your left foot through or around to find your lunge. Pivot your hands and feet to the right to come into Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold on the other side. With your hands on blocks or on the ground, let your legs be straight as you feel your feet against the floor. And now without moving them, can you hug your legs in towards center? Feel the inner thighs engage. A big breath in here. And as you exhale, bend your elbows and feel your heart, your belly bow in towards yourself. With those legs straight, big inhale to hug the legs and feet together. Every exhale, feel your spine cascade towards the earth. And now begin to turn your left knee and toes to find your lunge. Slow, steady breath in brings you up to rise for high lunge on the second side. Lift your back heel, knee, and thigh. You might walk your left foot as you need to the left. But as you look away from the ground, stretch up through the fingertips and bend 1 more inch into your left knee. Now with your left hand to your hip, grow tall through the right fingertips and tip up and over to the left-hand side for that side bend. Take a breath from your right hip, your right waist into the right shoulder, and you might grab onto your right wrist, but as you breathe, can you send the ribs and solar plexus back? Bring the ears back to lift your chin. A bigger breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend into your left knee. Now inhale to come up through center. Let your hands tap the floor. And we meet again in downward facing dog. A couple more times together with those hands as wide as your mat. Inhale through to plank pose. Wait for your exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your breath for Cobra. Hug your shoulder blades towards each other. And on an exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, lift both heels, soften your knees, walk your feet to the middle of your mat, walk your hands to the middle of your mat to meet yourself somewhere in the middle. And as you heel toe your feet to come as wide as your mat, give yourself some room. Bring your hands to your hips. A big inhale brings you all the way up to rise. As you release your hands by your sides, the AC is on. Yes, take breaks, sip water anytime you need, even if I don't suggest. Does everyone have a strap you can work with? If you can find your strap, you might unravel it. There's also a way to do this without a strap, but I'll talk you through. But if you do have your strap, go ahead and hold it between your hands somewhere at your low back. Bring your feet as wide as your mat, and this time turn your toes out to face the top corners of your mat itself. Start with your hands about hip width apart or interlace your fingers, and now hug your shoulder blades together as you bend your elbows quite a bit. You'll stay standing. Breathe in to reach your arms off of your butt towards the back of the room. Now notice when the arms lift, another part of you always wants to adapt. Usually the head goes forward. Think solar plexus back, the shoulder blades together, and then slide your ears back as you lift your arms 1 more inch. A big breath in. And as you exhale, unlock your knees, start to hinge at your hips, and reach your arms up overhead towards the sky without letting your elbows lock out. So keep a tiny bend in your elbows. You might not even see it, but you can feel it. And now as you try to tug your strap apart, hug your shoulder blades together and feel the front of your chest widen. A big breath in. Stay for 1 more exhale, and maybe your arms reach overhead without letting those elbows lock out. Ooh, good. Now slowly lower your hands to your butt, ditch your strap to the side. Keep those feet as wide as your mat. And as you bend your knees, sit your butt back, slide your forearms up onto your thighs for this round of Malasana. So this one, a thigh burner. All the thigh stuff is intentional. I'm doing it with you, so we're getting the thighs warm. Here, as you let your butt get heavy, send your tush back. Stick your booty out towards the wall behind you. Feel the curve in and through your low back. And now anchor your sitting bones towards your heels, and you'll feel your low belly lift in and up as you lift your chest. You might stay here the whole time. As much as you can keep your heels on the ground, you might bring your elbows to the insides of your knees. But at the last second, try not to lose that connection. Pubic bone back, sitting bones down as you lift your chest up. Stay here for the last breath, or to add some spice, reach your arms overhead. Take a big breath in and down. Stay for the exhale. Try to guide your knees open towards those pinky toes. And now plant your palms. Push through your legs to straighten your knees as you turn your toes forward. And slowly, one hand at a time, walk your palms to the front of your mat. Walk your feet to the back of your mat to revisit downward facing dog. From your down dog, lift your right leg up and back. Bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. And now lower your back knee down onto the floor or a blanket if you'd like some extra padding. And you might bring your hands high up onto blocks or fingertips out in front of you. We'll come in for a thigh stretch. With your left knee behind your left hip, keep your left hand connected and bring your right hand to your right thigh. From your belly, start to turn your chest open to the right. And now bend your left knee, lift your left toes up off the floor, and reach your right hand around for the top of your left foot, a strap, or the leg of your pants. Or you might stick your fingers in between your toes, which is what I've been doing since the Crocs have come out. So for twisted monkey, shrug your right shoulder up and back. Hug your left shoulder up and back, and then slide your ears back so your head is in line with your heart. Breathe here. You might stay exactly where you are. You might look down and bring your left hand slightly further forward of your left shoulder. You might lower down onto your left forearm or the block, but anywhere you find yourself, back your butt up towards the heel, shrug your shoulder blades together, and then lean back against yourself like your chest could turn open to the ceiling. A bigger breath in. One more exhale to offer the breath out. And now look to the ground. Slowly release your back leg and step it all the way back to tabletop. On your way to downward facing dog as your hips lift to the sky. Take a few breaths here to notice any difference. And now for the second side, lift your left leg up and back. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Lower your right knee onto any padding. And as you come up onto your blocks or fingertips, lift your chest, grow tall. When you walk your right hand wider to the right, it'll give your chest more room to turn to the left. So that when you bend your back knee and lift your back toes up, you might have some more access for your left hand to reach around for the top of the foot. I'm sorry, chaos. Back your booty up towards the heel. So instead of letting the hips get heavy to the floor, think butt back, shoulder blades together, and then lean back. Stay and breathe here the whole time. Or those other variations are available. You might walk your right hand forward of the right shoulder. You might lower down onto your forearm or onto the block, but let it be in service of your breath as your chest turns open to the ceiling. Where is it you're looking to move that energy towards? A full breath in and down. Stay for the exhale, bend into your left knee as the depths of your belly revolves open to the ceiling like you could wrap around yourself. And now slowly look to the ground. Release your back foot, plant your palms, make your way to tabletop, on your way back to downward facing dog. Pedal the heels one at a time, take a breath to notice any difference. And now from your down dog, lift your heels, soften your knees, look forward and come forward, feet to your hands into your standing forward fold. As you inhale, lengthen halfway, grow long through the spine, and exhale to fold in towards yourself. Take a full breath in, come up to rise, stand through your legs, reach up to touch the sky, and on your exhale, let your hands come down by your sides. Sip some water, take a breath or two, and we'll do a fun little lowering down to the floor. I saw there's nothing quite like social media to make you do things with your body you would normally never do, but I saw I think it was a yogi somewhere in the Midwest who's like, how can you, coming up from standing, can you lower to sit without using your hands? I still use my hands. So this is what the video looked like. This is what we're going to try out, where your feet come as wide as you need as you lower down and then come to sit on the floor. It also ended with you come to lie onto your back, and then can you come up without using your hands? Questionable for me, but let's try it. So any props that you need, start with your feet as wide as your mat. Give yourself some room. Reach your arms onto your hips or up overhead. Now sit way back into your little chair. Whenever you need, lower your hands to the floor, but lower your butt so much that your butt lands to the ground. Whee! Yes! And now walk your heels out in front of you. Let your hands catch behind your knees. Hug your shoulder blades together as you lift your chest up. Stay here. Or a different variation of Navasana. Lift your feet up off the ground. Try to press your legs into your palms. Hug your shoulder blades together and lift your chest up. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale. Flex those feet and maybe bring your toes in line with your gaze. Now slowly lower your feet down onto the ground. Lean back with your feet as wide as your mat. Watch for any props and windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Okay, like we're doing things in sets of 3 for the third chakra. Very early on, we did twisted chair. Yeah, the one with the block between the thighs. Revisited. So find your block again. Place it in between your thighs to give your legs something to squeeze into. And as you hug the block together with your hands behind your thighs, lean back, flex your feet. You can be here the whole time with your heels on the ground. If you want to play with some balance, you might lift your feet up off the floor. But hug the block, lift your chest, and now completely optional, reach your right arm forward and up to the sky. As you exhale, begin to bend your right elbow, tap the block, and start to turn your chest to the left. Breathe here, or maybe, oh no, I'm a mime in a box. As you reach your left arm back, I cannot get out. A big breath in, squeeze the block, flex your feet, and on an exhale, come all the way out. Lower your feet to the ground, lift your chest up, a big breath in, and last round, lean back, flex your feet, lift your toes up off the earth. As you hug that block, it's there for a reason, lift your chest. Now reach your left arm forward and up. Big breath in. As you exhale, bend your left elbow, let it kiss the block as your chest turns to the right. Stay with your hand behind your thigh, or uh-oh, I can't get out of the other side of the box, I'm a mime. Spread the fingers, squeeze the block, lift your chest, a breath in. Stay for the exhale, and then inhale to come all the way out, lower your feet, clear the block, and rock. You can try to get up the same if you want to, not use the feet. You get to decide where you want to move the energy towards. If you're like, I don't want to do this, I just want to stand up, please come to stand. Or, just for fun, you might lean back, arms overhead, and then you take a big breath in. On an exhale, reach your arms up and then forward, bend your knees, use the momentum to come all the way up to stand. Whee! Nice. As you exhale, fold in and over yourself. Okay, plant your palms to the top of your mat. Walk your feet to the back of your mat for downward facing dog. From your down dog, take a long breath in and a deeper breath out. Now inhale to lift your right leg up and back. Step your right foot through to find your lunge. Last time. A big inhale to rise for high lunge as your arms reach to the sky. Take a breath as you lift your back heel, knee, and thigh. Stretch up through the fingertips and bend 1 more inch into your front knee. Now hands come to your hips. A tiny bend in your back knee gets springy. And for a breath, scoop your left thigh to your chest. Stand down through your right leg. Grow up and out through the crown of your head. And now this time, lower your feet all the way to the ground. Heel toe your feet to come as close as they can come together. And for the standing big toe squat, start to bend your knees. Sit your butt back and bring your fingertips to the floor in front of you. Your heels might definitely lift up off the ground. Mine always do. But try to squeeze your heels, your calves, and your thighs together like there's a block there. Now this time, walk your left fingertips off to the left. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. And now these two actions, draw your thighs towards your belly as you hook your right elbow over your left thigh. Squeeze your heels, your shins, your thighs together, and turn your chest open to the right. Stay here, or another mime in a box. Stretch your left fingertips up to the ceiling. A big breath in, and a deeper breath out. And now on an inhale, unwind, lower your hands, straighten your legs, heel toe them to come as wide as you need, as you bow in towards yourself. The last side, plant your palms to the top of your mat. Step your feet to the back of your mat for downward facing dog. A big breath in through the nose, and a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. Inhale, the left leg lifts up and back. Step your left foot through or around to find your lunge. Ride the inhale as you come up to rise for high lunge and reach your arms to the sky. A deep breath in and down, and a longer breath up and out as you bend into your front knee. Now hands overhead or hands to your hips, but get springy off your back foot. For a breath, scoop your right thigh to your chest. Stand down through your left leg, grow 2 inches taller through the crown of your head, and now lower both feet to the ground. As your hands come to your hips, heel toe your feet to come close. Start to bend your knees, sit your butt back, and lift your heels as you come into this toe squat. With your hands tapping the floor in front of you, squeeze the heels, the shins, the thighs together. And now walk your right hand off to the right. Reach your left arm up to the ceiling. How long can you get in the left side of your body? And it's these two actions. Bring the thighs towards your belly as you hook your left elbow over the right thigh. Squeeze the legs together. Turn your chest to the right. And then maybe that fourth box caught the mime again, really can't get out. You might reach your right arm off to the side as you lift your chest up, breathing, beautiful. And now inhale to unwind. This time, lower your knees to the floor or lower your butt to the ground as you come to sit onto your butt. How are we doing? Yeah? Anyone caught what are the trails off of the airplanes called? Contrails. Caught the breadcrumbs or contrails of where we're going towards. So for the third chakra, big twists, big hip openers. And now one more option that I'm presenting to you, we've done all of the prep work to get there, is moving towards Parsvabhakasana, twisted crow pose. So we've done it now 3 different times. We did it early with the block between the thighs. We did it here. I'm a mime in a box. And now all of these are variations of twisted crow without putting any weight on the arms. So I'm going to talk you through it one more time where you can do any of those 3. Boat pose with a twist, chair pose with a twist, or this standing big toe hold with a twist. Or if you want to play with some variation on the hands, you stay here, and then your hands come to the floor as you lift your heels and butt up. And now remember, the action of arm balances is not trying to move down, but you're really trying to reach forward. So when you lift your hips and butt, your knees come into your armpits, and look how far forward I go for my feet to lift up off the ground. Squeeze, squeeze, reach that way. Does that make sense? We'll try it once on each side. Once on each side. Whew. Or any of the variations that we've done before. So you get to decide which direction you want to choose. After this, we're doing tennis balls and lying down. Yeah? So if you're interested in that toe hold into Parsvabhakasana, I'll talk you through that. If you're doing chair with a twist or boat pose with a twist, I'll cut you loose for a few breaths. You'll take your time, do the right and the left side, and then meet in a seat. Does that sound good? Okay, if you're coming into that standing toe hold, come to your toes somewhere in the middle of your mat. And now this is just so that your hands stay on the mat. Let's all turn to face the left side of the room. So turn to face the flat wall side of the room. Walk your feet to come as close as they can possibly come together. Heels, shins, feet to touch. And now walk your right hand to the front of your mat, towards the front of the room. Reach your left arm up to the ceiling. Bend your left elbow and hook your left elbow over your right thigh. Oh no, I'm a mime in a box again. Spread the fingers, lift the chest. This is the arm balance without any weight on the arms. If you'd like, look to the floor in front of you. Bring your hands as wide as your mat. Lift your heels, lift your butt. Tuck your knee into your elbow, and think chest so far forward that when you bend the elbows back, it's maybe a hippity hop of the feet, maybe one or both feet lift, but breathe, please. Oh God, no, shh, quiet. Tuck your knee. I don't know why it's doing that. The ghost, my clone, is trying to talk. Any thoughts, questions, concerns, conundrums before we do the other side? There's always one side that feels bionically different than the other. Like the hips are different, the shoulders are different. One side, it's like, I can never do this in my life. And the other side, it's like, I can do this in Shavasana. So just worth noting any asymmetries, because I exist in them fully. You want to try the other side? Do a little spin. Come to face the right side of your mat. This is just so that your hands are on the sticky mat instead of the floorboards. Come into your toe squat, big toes on the ground. And now really squeeze your heels, your shins, your thighs together like you could become one pillar of energy. Walk your left hand to the front of your mat. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling. And now here, draw your thighs towards your belly as you hook your right elbow over your front thigh. I'm a mime in a box. Oh, can you lift your chest? This pose naturally makes you want to curl down. Can you reach your heart long? And now only if you so decide, you bring your hands to the front of your mat. Look forward, not down. Lift your heels and your butt. And as you bend your elbows, bring your knees to your right elbow. Reach your chest so far forward that when you bend your elbows, it becomes a little hippity hop, 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 hop. And maybe the feet lift up off the floor. Good catch. Nice. Good. Almost there. See if you can bend the elbows a little bit more. You don't have, oh, yes. And then if you can bring your left elbow to your right hip. Yeah. That's it. Yes. That's it. Yeah. Nice, Camden. You can do either. So I shared the hard way first just to see what was up, but there's no homework in yoga class. But if you're like, I want to figure out what this is, the other tip, the way that I learned this pose, just to kind of see where my body was moving, and big asterisks, it's really dependent on like the length of your forearms, the length of your hips. So for some people, this feels like too much of a compression, where it kind of outweighs the benefit, but you might, so this elbow obviously rests on this thigh, this elbow might rest on this hip, just to use as another touch point to show you, like, oh, that's where my body wants to go so that my feet can lift. I want to go further forward. And then one day, eventually, in the next lifetime or lifetimes afterwards, then maybe no elbow needed, once you kind of see where your body wants to move. Does that make sense? Never again until next year. We move on next week. Can you come to one final downward facing dog, please, to find some symmetry from side to side and some space from side to side as you take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now from your down dog, for a breath, come through to plank pose only for a moment. Exhale to lower all the way down. And do bring your hands wide as you take a few breaths in cobra, lift up through the chest. Arm balances are a lot of curling inward. So the counter is you press your feet down, hug your shoulder blades together, slide the throat back, a big breath in, and exhale to lower all the way back to your belly. Press up through to tabletop and make your way onto your back with your head to the front of the room, feet to the back of the room. And have a couple of things close. So have your therapy balls close by. Got you. And one of your blocks close by as well. And if anyone needs therapy balls, feel free to lay down, get comfortable, and I'll bring some over to you. Yes. Once you're on your back, bend your knees, bring your feet flat onto the floor, and let your legs rest into one another. Let your hands rest onto your belly, where this third chakra resides, below the sternum, above the belly button, in the solar plexus. The color of yellow, like the rays of the sun, the element of fire, asking yourself the question, where am I looking to move my energy towards? Take a long breath in to fill those palms up with breath. And even open your mouth to let that breath out as you feel the warmth of your exhale pour itself through you. Now, as you release your hands down by your sides, we'll take a few rounds of breath in supported bridge. So walk your heels close to your hips, bring your knees over your ankles, and shrug your shoulders to your ears as you wiggle your shoulder blades towards each other. Press through your feet to lift your hips up and slide a block to its lowest height underneath your hips, your pelvis. Think of the block less in the curvy part of the low back, but more supporting the weight of your butt. And now once you find a place where you can be supported by, shrug your shoulders to the ears, snuggle the shoulder blades together. Your hands, they might rest on your body or alongside of you, but press the back of your head into the floor so you can lift your chin away from your chest. Take 3 slow, steady breaths here. A breath in to fill your belly that moves into the heart. And as you exhale, feel your upper body get heavier into the earth. It's after the fire burns and the flames subside, there's always the embers that remain. And they're the most potent with heat, yet not the ones that expand in every direction. So here, after the fire of twists, of arm balances, of heat, can you feel the warmth of your breath and body as it washes its way over you? Take a longer breath in through the nose and a deeper breath out through your nose or mouth. And now with just the effort required, press through your feet to lift your hips and slide the block out from underneath you as you lower your butt all the way to the ground. With your feet as wide as your mat, you can stay here or hug your knees in towards your outer ribs for a variation of happy baby with your knees and thighs wide. You might catch the backs of your thighs. You might hold your calves. You might hold your ankles or the pinky edges of your feet. But as you let your knees and thighs get heavy, let the back of your head, let the middle of your back and your tail get heavier to the floor as you take a bigger breath in. And even open your mouth to let that breath out as you slowly release your legs down to the floor. Now in a moment, I'll talk you through some therapy ball work in the upper back, but if you'd prefer to set up early for rest, we'll meet you there right around the corner. You're more than welcome to set up early for Shavasana. But for those interested in therapy balls in the upper back, you can keep them in their tote or take them out, but hold your therapy balls in your hands. Start to lift your head, neck, and shoulders up off of the floor. And from your upper back, bring the therapy balls in between your shoulder blades. So think to the top tips of your shoulder blades, somewhere in the upper back. And once you find a place you can breathe in, let your head come back to the floor. Can I move them a little lower? If you lift your head up 1 more inch, and now come on down. How's that feel? Once you find a place you can breathe in, you might bring your head onto the floor. If you'd like to alleviate any pressure, you might bring your head up onto a block at its lowest height. For remember, looking to move the energy in the direction that you desire means giving yourself the space for more breath, a deeper breath in through the nose, and even open your mouth to let all of that breath out as you get heavier into the earth. Let's find 2 more places here with your knees bent, feet on the ground. Press through your feet so your body rolls to the front of the room just a few inches. So those therapy balls come down your back to the middle of the shoulder blades, so slightly lower than just where they were. Once you find this new spot, bring a block with you as needed as you take a big breath in through the nose and open your mouth to let that breath out. Another slow breath, the belly and the chest fills. And as you exhale, uncurl the fingers, the jaw, and let your tongue get heavy away from the roof of your mouth. Last place with your knees bent, feet on the floor. Press just enough through your legs to roll your body another few inches to the front of the room until the therapy balls come to the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. A big breath in. Open your mouth to let that breath out as you uncurl the fingers, the jaw, and the tongue. And now only if it feels appropriate, you might reach your arms up towards the ceiling and give yourself a hug as if your hands could reach for the therapy balls behind your back. But try to unclench your fingers, soften your palms as you give yourself a soft embrace. And if you are giving yourself a hug, you might switch which elbow is on top to notice any difference that might feel like. A bigger breath in and an even deeper breath out. Begin to unwrap your arms if they're wrapped around you. Clear any blocks from underneath you if they're there. And to make the exit journey, you can either move your butt towards your heels so you feel the therapy balls roll up your back. You might also roll over onto one side, push them out of the way, and come back to lay onto the floor. But however they exit, do let them fully exit for the remainder of rest. And take your time to find your way to Shavasana, your pose of rest. You might stretch your legs out long in front of you. You might let your arms get heavy alongside of you. Perhaps you let your hair down or set your glasses off to the side. But let it be a place and a pose where you can feel as supported as possible, where the right and the left and the front and back of you are doing something similar. And as your eyes soften or close, feel the slow cadence of your breath. It's here where the entire practice goes to dissolve, where each slow breath that you take helps you arrive to where you are now. And every breath that comes afterwards creates a little more room for what has yet to come. As you let your awareness begin to slowly travel down into your belly, you might imagine or feel this yellow, glowing ball of energy. Yellow like the rays of the sun, like a spark of fire, moving from your belly all the way through the sides, coming through the middle of your back and all the way around, this band of energy expanding its way through you. It's here where the warmth begins to slowly radiate down through your legs, out through the toes, down through the heels, and from the belly up through the chest, out through the fingertips, to soften you further into the earth. the place in which you experience the aspect of your own being. So here, for the next few moments, can you let each round of your breath, let your entire body get heavier against the floor. And the heavier you allow for yourself to become, the more spacious and the more expansive you might just start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a sweeter breath out. Take another breath in and down so it fills you up completely. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. Let your breath start to slowly awaken the body that you're in with any gentle movement that feels supportive to you. You might roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you tip your head slowly from one side to the other, heavy against the floor. Or being mindful of any neighbors or props. Perhaps your arms reach away from your legs, or you draw your knees in towards your chest. But when the time comes, you can bend both knees, reach your arms overhead as you roll over to either side of your choice to curl into yourself. With the least amount of effort needed, press into the floor and come up to rise to a tall seat facing the front of the room. Manipura Chakra, the lustrous gem that resides right in the center of your belly. The color of yellow like the rays of the sun and the element of fire. Asking yourself the question, where do I want to move my energy towards? We'll finish our practice and our time with one more breath as you draw your hands to center. Take a slow breath in and a longer breath out. You might bow your head to your heart or lift your hands towards your head in such a simple yet profound gesture of self-reverence, bowing to yourself and to one another who practiced right alongside with you. And I bow to each one of you all. Thank you so much for choosing to be here. Thank you, everyone. Drink lots of water. Take good care of yourselves. Good luck with the allergies. And I'll see you soon. If there's any things that you used from the studio that you want to give a swipe down with, there's a fresh bucket of wipes here. And then upcoming, next week will be the heart chakra, the color of green. We'll do heart openers and some back bends. And May is coming up sooner than I thought, and I've agreed to do a few things in May a long time ago that are now all coming up right now. But I've taught this series a couple of times on Monday nights. It's called Pose Breakdown to Breakthroughs. It's Monday nights from 6:30 to 8, where each week we focus on a different series of poses. So the first one will be back bends and inversions, then deep hip openers and arm balances. The third will be binds and twists and standing poses. And then the fourth one will be the melee of all the things that we've done so far. And then also in May, I and a few other teachers at the studio will be teaching the free classes at the Art Museum Sculpture Garden. Weather permitting, it's like sometimes stormy this time of year, but it's always so lovely. Saturday mornings, you get a little coupon to the art museum to go see it for free or a discount. But it's always a nice time. There's a lot of people that bring their people, and you get to look at the view. But I think that's it. Anyone else have announcements? Things that you know that other people might want to know about? Can be unrelated to yoga completely. I need to come to the open house on Sunday. I know. I'm in training. Maybe I can sneak away for a couple minutes. We'll have a break. Yes. Okay. Oh.